Good morning to all of you. Myself is Khushi and I am from BSc Chemistry Honors second year. Today's my topic is chemical equilibrium and this is the video for visually impaired student. The topic chemical equilibrium we will cover from modern book. Topic is basically based on the factor which affect equilibrium. That is we studied from Lee Chatelier principle. So firstly we have to know what is the term chemical equilibrium. So before discussing chemical equilibrium, let us discuss reversible reaction and irreversible reaction. Reversible reactions, many reactions do not proceed to completion when they are carried out in closed vessels. In such reaction, the reactant get converted to product, but after some time the product react back to give the original reactants. Consider a general reaction in which reactant A and B react to give product L and M, which react to give back A and B. For example, if A and B are the reactant, then they give product L and M. And in backward reaction, L and M further react in the same condition to give A and B. Such a reaction which occurs not only in forward direction but also in backward direction under same condition is called reversible reaction. Thus a reaction in which not only the reactant react to give product under suitable condition but the product also react under the same condition to give back the reactants called reversible reaction. Reversible reaction is represented by putting two arrows pointing in opposite direction. One arrow is in forward direction and other arrow is in backward direction. For example, A and B react to give L and M product and between them there is equilibrium sign. Some examples of reversible reaction. Reversible reaction can be of two types: homogeneous reversible reaction or heterogeneous reversible reaction. Homogeneous reversible reaction are those reactions in which all the reactant and products are present in same phase. That is, if reactants are present in gaseous phase, then obviously product must be in gaseous phase, called homogeneous reversible reaction. Some examples are hydrogen gas react with iodine gas to form hydrogen iodide gas. Between reactant and product there is equilibrium sign. Second example is dinitrogen tetroxide gas converted into nitrogen dioxide gas giving 2 moles. And further there is reaction in the backward direction also occurs. Some examples of the reversible reactions are also, that is PCl5 react with PCl5 on dissociation give PCl3 and Cl2. They are all in gaseous phase. Second type of reversible reaction is heterogeneous reversible reaction. In this reaction, reactant and product are present in different phases. For example, if calcium carbonate on dissociate, it gives calcium oxide and oxygen carbon dioxide gas, and we know that reactant is in solid form and the product one is in solid form, second is in gaseous form. Which is in solid form, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide present in gaseous phase in the nature. Second example of heterogeneous reversible reaction are sodium hydrogen carbonate on dissociation gives sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide gas and water. After discussing reversible reaction that occurs in both the direction, we will discuss irreversible reaction. Some reaction proceed only in forward reaction. They can't take place in backward direction. So the reaction which can't occur in reverse direction, that is the reaction in which product do not react under the suitable condition to give back reactant, called irreversible reaction. These are represented only by single arrow pointing कि reactant react to give product but product can't react to give back the reactant. Representation of a reversible reaction is simply shown by a single arrow. Some example of irreversible reaction that occurs only in forward direction are: sodium reacts with water to give sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. In this reaction, reactant give product, but product do not further react to give back the reactants. They occurs only in the forward direction. Second, we discuss about the state of chemical equilibrium. So consider a general reversible reaction taking place in closed vessel, that is A plus B reversibly react to give L and M product. So we know at the start of the reaction, reactant A and B react to form product. With the passage of time, concentration of the reactants decreases, and at the same time concentration of the product will be increases. So we can say the rate of forward reaction with the time decreases and the rate of backward reaction with the time increases. A stage is reached when the rate of forward reaction becomes equal to rate of backward reaction and the system attains chemical equilibrium. Basically, we can say chemical equilibrium is the state of reversible reaction where the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. What is the meaning of rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction? So it means that certain amount of reactant reacts to form product, and the same amount of product further react to give reactants. At the equilibrium, we know the concentration of each of the reactant A and B and the concentration of each of the product L and M remains constant when the equilibrium is attained. So after discussing chemical equilibrium, we discuss what is the state of equilibrium. State of equilibrium is the state in which all the measurable properties like concentration, temperature, pressure associated with the system becomes constant, called state of equilibrium. But the constancy of all the variables does not mean that the reaction has stopped, because the reversible reaction can't be completed. They always occurs in the forward direction or in the backward direction. After discussing equilibrium, we will well know about the equilibrium, chemical equilibrium and state of equilibrium. So we will further discuss about the factors which affect that equilibrium sign, that equilibrium state, according to Le Chatelier principle. The three main factors which change the state of equilibrium, as we already know that equilibrium state changes with change in concentration, with change in temperature and with change in pressure. So according to Le Chatelier, he stated that if a system in equilibrium is subjected to a change of concentration, temperature, or pressure, then the equilibrium shift in the direction so as to undo the effect of applied change. That means the system tends to balance the effect of applied stress. Let us consider the effect of these variables, which are concentration, temperature, and pressure on the equilibrium, by using Le Chatelier principle. So first is the option that affects state of equilibrium is concentration term. We can either change the concentration of reactant or the product, and according to which equilibrium is shift any of the direction, that is in forward direction or in backward direction. Consider a general reversible reaction in which reactant reacts to give product and product reacts to give back the reactants. Suppose at equilibrium one of the reactant is added. The equilibrium will shift in that direction that consumes the reactant, that is in the forward direction, or to say that more of the reactant would be converted into product. On the other hand, if one of the product is added, means if the concentration of product is increased, then according to Le Chatelier principle, equilibrium will shift in the direction in which product is consumed, that is in backward direction. We can take the example in which ferric ion, which is in which iron is present in +3 oxidation state, and thiocyanate ion, which give a complex compound of reddish brown color. Here we can say that when we add a few drops of ferric ion, then the concentration of the reactant will be increased. So according to Le-Chatelier principle, equilibrium will shift in that direction in which concentration of ferric ion will decrease, that is in forward direction. Also we can say if the concentration of the product increases by adding the corresponding compound in the solution, then equilibrium will shift in that direction in which product consumes, that is in backward direction. After discussing effect of change in concentration on equilibrium, we will discuss the effect of change of temperature on the state of equilibrium according to Le-Chatelier principle. An equilibrium involving two opposing reactions, forward reaction and backward reaction. If one of the reaction in the forward direction is endothermic, then the backward reaction must be in exothermic reaction. So what is exothermic reaction and what is endothermic reaction? Exothermic reaction is the reaction in which net energy is released, and endothermic reaction is the reaction in which net energy is absorbed. So first we consider the example of formation of ammonia, which is called Haber's process, in which nitrogen and hydrogen reacts to give ammonia, that is NH3. And during this process energy will be released, means we can say that the forward reaction is exothermic reaction. So we can also say that the backward reaction must be endothermic. Let us discuss the effect of change of temperature on the equilibrium. If temperature is increased, the equilibrium will shift in the direction of the endothermic reaction. Means we can say if temperature is increased, then the equilibrium will shift in that direction in which temperature or heat of the system decreases, and this will occur in the backward direction. And if temperature is decreases, then we can say according to Le-Chatelier principle, equilibrium will shift in that direction in which temperature or heat of the system increases, and this will occur in the forward direction. We can also take the example of other reactions in which one of the reaction is exothermic and other is endothermic. So this is the effect of change of temperature on the equilibrium state. Next we consider the concept of changing of equilibrium state by change of pressure. So the effect of change of pressure occurs only when all the reactant and product are present in the gaseous phase, and there will be change in number of moles as we going from reactant to product or product to reactant. Consider an example as we above discussed, formation of ammonia in which nitrogen and hydrogen combines to form ammonia. So we know after balancing the chemical equation that in reactant side the total number of moles will be 4, and in the product side the total number of the moles is 2. So we can say that there is change in the number of moles when the reaction is carried out. So we can also say that this reaction will be affected by the change of pressure, means equilibrium state is also affected. How is it affected? Let us discuss. On increasing pressure, the volume occupied by the system will decrease. This can be understood by the Boyle's law, in which pressure and volume are inversely proportional to each other. So we are saying that on increasing pressure, the volume occupied by the system will be decreased. Means the number of moles in unit volume will be increases, and if number of moles are increases by some way, then according to Le-Chatelier principle, equilibrium will shift in that direction in which number of moles decreases, and this will occur in the if we are going in the forward direction. On the reverse of this fact, we can say if pressure is decreases, so according to Boyle's law, volume will be increased If volume is increases, then number of moles in unit volume will be decreases. So according to Le-Chatelier principle, where the equilibrium shift? Equilibrium is shift in the forward direction. We can also take the example of dinitrogen tetroxide reversibly give nitrogen dioxide. There is also change in the number of moles, so effect of change of pressure occurs also in this reaction. If there is no change in the number of moles, so we can't explain the effect of change of pressure, because due to change of pressure there will be change in number of moles, and we are taking such type of reaction in which there is no change in number of moles. We can't explain the effect of change of pressure on the state of equilibrium. Further discussing, we are going to understand effect of addition of inert gas. So before discussing, we have to know what is the term inert gas. Inert gases are those gases which present in our nature and do not react easily with any of the gases, with any of the compound. The effect of addition of inert gas can be studied under two different conditions. Ki if inert gases are added at constant volume and inert gas are added at constant pressure. So topic is addition of inert gas at constant volume. When an inert gas is added to the equilibrium state at constant volume, then the total pressure will increase, but the partial pressure of each of the component will not change. Hence, under these conditions, there will be no effect on the equilibrium. Second case is if addition of inert gas occurs at constant pressure, then what will happen? When an inert gas is added to the system at constant pressure, the volume will increase. As a result, the number of moles per unit volume of various components will decrease. Hence, the equilibrium will shift to the side where the number of moles are increased. For example, sulfur dioxide gas and oxygen gas reversibly react to give sulfur trioxide gas. We know there is change in number of moles. In reactant side, 3 moles are present, and in product side, 2 moles are present. We can here take the example of PCl5, which on dissociation give PCl3 and Cl2. Last, the effect of catalyst on the state of chemical equilibrium. So catalyst has no effect on equilibrium. If it increases the rate of forward reaction, then it will must increase the rate of backward reaction to the same extent. It simply helps to achieve the equilibrium quickly. It may be further note that equilibrium has no effect on the that catalyst has no effect on the equilibrium concentration of the reaction mixture. Thus, it has no effect on the position of equilibrium. So, the effect of concentration, temperature, and pressure on the state of equilibrium we can explain. So, further the topic is application of Le-Chatelier principle to physical equilibrium. First, we discuss about कि if liquid is converted into vapors and vapors is further condensed to give liquid. So we all know by taking the example of water, that water after when we give heat to the water in the liquid state, the formation of vapors occurs, and we also know that vapors exerted pressures much more than the pressure exerted by the water in the liquid state. As liquid water changes to vapor phase, it is accompanied by increase in volume. According to Le-Chatelier principle, the increase in temperature shift the equilibrium towards height. That is, more of the liquid waters will evaporate. This will cause the increase in vapor pressure of the system. On increasing pressure, the equilibrium shift in a direction so as to lower the pressure. Thus, increase of pressure favors the condensation of water vapor into liquid water, whereas decrease of pressure will favor the vaporization of water into water vapors. So this is all about equilibrium and which are the factors that affect the state of equilibrium. Thank you.